In this video, we're going to take a look at popular compliance tools available inside Path. Okay, let's go ahead and open up Path and log in. Now, the first compliance tool I want to talk about are pipeline alerts. These are great for monitoring critical dates that are approaching as far as compliance dates, lock expiration dates, document expiration dates like credit and appraisal. So I'm currently logged in as an LO, and I'm looking at my pipeline, and you'll see I've got a bunch of color coding going on. And let's start with the loan status column. So when I hover over the green application, it shows me Reg B, we have less than 30 days to decision the loan. If it's yellow, it indicates we have less than 20 days to decision the loan. If it's red, it indicates we have less than 10 days to decision the loan. And if it's purple, it means we are past due on making a decision on this loan. Under lock expiration, same concept. If it's green, we have less than 15 days before the lock expires. If it's yellow, we have less than 10 days. If it's red, we have less than 5. And if it's purple, the lock has been expired. Under app date, we're going to track the Reg Z. So green, LE is due in 3 days. Yellow, LE is due in 2 days. Red, LE is due today. Purple, LE is past due. Under credit, if it's green, we have 15 days before the credit expires. If it's yellow, we have less than 10 days. If it's red, we have less than 5 days. And if it was purple, it would mean the credit report has expired. And then under appraisal, same concept. If it's green, we have less than 15 days before the appraisal expires. Yellow, less than 10 days. Red, less than 5. And if it was purple, the appraisal would have expired. Now, in a production environment, you're going to have more loans in your pipeline than you can see, just looking at it on the screen. You've got to scroll up and down to see all the loans. So the color coding is great, but another tool that makes it user-friendly is when I click this little icon down here, every pipeline alert that I have firing is going to have its own box down here, its own little bucket. And so that way I can go down here and I can see how many loans I've got that are under the 5 days till the appraisal expires. There's one loan. Or I've got 3 loans where the credit is expiring in less than 5 days. And then in addition to seeing how many loans fall into that scenario, I can click into the box and it'll show me just those loans. So if I'm like, show me the loans where the lock expires in 5 days, I just click on this box and it'll show me all the loans that fall into that scenario. Or show me the loans where credit is expiring in 10 days. Click the little box and it'll show me just those loans. Or I can go back and click on my pipeline here to refresh and show everything. But very user-friendly and very helpful. Side note, anytime a pipeline alert is firing, we can also set it up to automatically send an email to anybody working on the loan. So if they want to be in the loop on a lock getting close to expiring or a document getting close to expiring, a compliance date coming up, not only can we have the pipeline alert firing in Path, but we can have email notifications automatically being sent to the user as well. Okay, so let's go into this Bobby Ewing loan now, and let's go into our compliance screens. Specifically, let's take a look at the compliance summary screen. Got some really nice tools here. So the first one I wanted to talk about are going to be validations. Now, validations are set up so that instead of going into a loan and hunting and pecking across a bunch of different screens to make sure you've captured all the data you need to capture and you're on top of everything, we can just set up validations. So that way on one screen, you can quickly see, like right now, I've got a bunch of Reg Z HMDA data fields missing. And as I go in and enter these data points, these validation line items will fall off. And ideally, when you come to this screen, you'd see all validations satisfied, knowing you've covered everything you need to cover. Then additionally, down here under disclosure dates, we're going to have all those pertinent disclosure dates, as well as your current APR and your APOR. You can see if the loan is QM compliant, if it's a high-cost mortgage, is it a high-price mortgage. Any alerts that are going to be triggered when you run credit, those will be right here to view. And then also, if you're using a fraud vendor like FraudGuard or Data Verify, all of those alerts would fire right here on the screen as well. The idea with the compliance summary screen is that if I'm looking in the loan from a compliance perspective, we want to provide everything that you would be checking in one spot. And this is something that we're continuing to add enhancements to as current customers give us feedback. So this screen will continue to grow and become more useful with each new release. Okay, let's now look at our tolerance screen. So this is really helpful for TRID. So you can compare an LE to an LE or an LE to a CD. Then when you compare those two disclosure sets, you'll be able to see what the difference is between the two and if there would be a cost to cure if you were to move forward. That's going to cover your 0 tolerance, 10%, no tolerance, limitation, APR tolerance, total of payments, all of that right here on this screen. You also, because we take a snapshot of the fees every time you disclose, you can hit this compare fee button, and then that would show you all the different disclosures you've done in this loan. You could select 2 of them and hit compare, and Path would automatically tell you what fees were added between those 2 disclosure sets, what fees were deleted, and what fees changed, including what the old fee was, what the new fee is now, who changed it. All of that is tracked in Path. So now let's move on to our QM screen. Now, Path comes with a QM report. Let me pop that open so you can take a look at this report. This is included in Path whether you use it or not, but it is very popular with our Path users. And so when you run the QM report, it's going to generate, store in the doc storage automatically. So then when you go in here, you can see if the loan is a QM safe harbor. You can see the assessment, the points and fees analysis. That's all right here automatically calculated for you using our QM engine. And so the reason I show you that is because when we go back to the compliance screens and go to our QM, you'll be able to see your QM data, your high price mortgage loan data, your ability to repay data, all right there. And to run QM, you just click the QM button. And it takes about 20, 25 seconds to generate that report as it does all the calculations, but very simple. So now let's talk about RESPA, specifically a hard stop, where once you've got the 6 pieces of data entered, Path alerting you that you need to make the loan an application. So this is a loan I've already got 5 of the 6 pieces of data entered, and now I'm going to jump down to the subject properties field and enter in the street address. And now you'll notice that when I try to save this loan, I get this hard stop. Hey, RESPA is fired. You need to make this an application. So to do that, I'm going to go to my send status screen and go down here and click application. Now by doing that, that's going to update the loan status to application. And then when I go to the summary screen, it's going to automatically populate the application date for me. So all of that is automated. Now, the last thing to talk about here is going to be compliance vendors. We have those available. So you would go to your audit screen, and then you would you'd go here and click the order button, and then that interface vendor would run its compliance checks for you as well. And then while we're talking about interfaces, when you're ordering initial disclosures and closing docs from a doc vendor in Path, they also are going to do a load of compliance checks for you. So you go to your initial closing doc interface screen, click order, and then if there's any fatal errors, it'll tell you what screens are causing those. You'll go fix the fields in Path, come back here, reorder. There's no fatal errors. It'll generate the documents. And like the first 9 pages of the disclosure package is going to show all the compliance checks that they ran and evidence of what they're going to rep and warrant for you regarding the docs and the calculations. So as you can see, there's just a plethora of compliance tools that are available inside Path. All right, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for watching this video. I would love to hear from you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.